Do we have Chair Scott on the call now?
Yes, I'm here.
Great, good afternoon.
Good
I'm going to
afternoon.
give just a little bit more, then a few more seconds, then I'll cue you. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Again, this is Laura Tibbetts in the system office. With that, I'll turn it over to Chair Scott to begin the call.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the telephonic Planning and Construction Committee meeting for Tuesday, August the 3rd, 2021. The time is 2:01. Notice of this meeting was provided to the Secretary of State as required by Texas Government Code. Please note the audio of this meeting is being broadcast live. Before we take a roll call, I'd like to remind everyone to mute your phones unless you need to speak. Laura, let's begin the roll call with the regents.
Okay, great. Let's start with you, Chair Scott.
Present.
Regent Tinsley.
Here.
Thank you. Regent Austin.
Present.
Regent Flores.
Present.
Thank you. Student Regent Setagast. Here. And do we have any other regents on the call? Thank you.
All right, Laura, let's do the administration, and after that, the component representatives.
You got it. Chancellor McCall.
Here.
Daniel Harper.
Here.
Peter Moss.
Here.
Do we have Donna Bryce? I think she's streaming. Nellie Herrera.
Here.
Therese Sternenberg.
Here.
Candace Woodruff.
Here.
Derek Alexander.
Here.
And do we have any other system staff on the call? Thank you. Moving to our institutions, Lamar University.
Jeremy Alltop here with Dr. Jaime Taylor and Catherine Miller from another location.
Thank you. Sam Houston.
Elisa White.
Carlos Hernandez and McCartney Johnson.
Thank you. Sil Ross.
Good afternoon. This is Pete Gallego. With me are Jim Goodman, Jesse Lara, and Bob Jacob.
Thank you. Texas State.
Denise Trouth here, along with Eric Algo on Zoom, and Jean Bourgeois and Lisa Lloyd are streaming.
Thank you, Dr. Trout. LIT.
Carrie Mix, Rudy Gonzalez, and Lonnie Howard.
Thank you, Dr. Howard. And Lamar State College Orange, please.
Wendy Elmore, Mary Wickland, and Tom Johnson.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. And finally, Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Betty Renard and Mary Wickland.
Thank you. And did I miss anyone else? Okay, thank you. And we have a quorum.
Thank you, Laura. Prior to this meeting, Daniel and I had an opportunity to review the agenda, and we have a short agenda today. At this time, I'll turn the meeting over to Daniel, who will present the Planning and Construction Committee agenda items, and we have 3 agenda items today. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yes, sir. The first item is the Sul Ross State University Campus Master Plan 2021 through 2031. At the May committee meeting, the committee heard the presentation on the proposed 10-year master plan for Sul Ross. And I'll open it up for any questions. And if there's none, we'll be ready for a motion, sir.
Any questions? Well, it was very well presented in the last meeting, and this trip through, we won't do anything but bring it to the full board. Do I hear a motion that we bring this item to the full board?
So moved.
And do I hear a second?
I'll second. Stu.
Very good. Motion made and seconded. Are there any opposed? Hearing no one in opposition, we'll move this to the full board. Daniel, go ahead.
Yes, sir. The next item is an informational item. It does not require a vote. On page 306 is the quarterly planning and construction report. You'll notice that construction activity is maintained just under 400 million for the last 4 quarters. And you can also see on that page 306, the progression from planning to design now into construction. Also include the report is an overview of all the current projects with a cost above 1 million, and then a short summary on each of the projects. And the last item we have, unless there's any questions on that, is our consent agenda. It's to add the Sul Ross State University Museum of the Big Bend renovation to the current CIP. This project is funded by an NEH grant of $750,000, which requires a 1-to-1 match with an estimated total project cost of $1.5 million. And Mr. Chairman, that concludes the presentation of our short agenda today.
Very good. I'll make one comment, and that is, Chancellor, it's very obvious that we need TRBs because you see the way this wave has worked. It's broken on the shore, and our numbers are, in terms of what our system's doing at each of the components, is way down from the 1.4 billion or 5 we hit at the peak to now, a much smaller number. So,
no question. I feel optimistic still about the possibility. We've just got to get a third of the House members back from Washington.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll send you some dynamite if you need a little help getting them to come back. All right. Everybody, thank you for being on the call today. Are there any other questions or comments from the board? From the committee, excuse me. Well, hearing none, I'm sure nobody objects to us closing the meeting. This is one of our shorter ones ever, and thank you again for participating, and I'll call this meeting to a close. Everyone have a good week, and I read your information, Chancellor, so we will be wearing masks, and we'll all get tested before we show up to your meeting.
Thank you, sir. Don't want anybody to get sick.
Amen. Thank you. Everyone have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.